Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Whistling Unlimited as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Of course, tonight Smackdown does go. I thought tonight's show was a pretty good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good, and yeah, a lot of good build towards tomorrow's Saturday night main event. We now know who will be fighting for the women's United States Championship, and who we've been saying all along is in the mix. The rumor of who's going to win it is in the mix, so it seems like she's winning, Chelsea Green. Just gonna say, I think Chelsea is winning this belt, first ever inaugural champion. It seems very likely. But a lot of good stuff to talk about. We got build for that main event, which we think is the main event. We also learned of the first match officially announced for the first Raw on Netflix, with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, Tribal Warfare. So if the other match that is rumored, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, is also taking place on that show, that's two huge matches on the first Raw on Netflix. Among other big things tentatively scheduled for that show. Some things that I've heard that are a maybe, but I've only heard from like one person, so I can't confirm, so I'm not going to say. But yeah. One thing you guys could probably guess to happen on that show based off of what they've been doing the last couple of weeks on Raw. But we'll see how it all does play out. We got a lot to talk about here, and I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv /PW Unlimited, YouTube.com /PW Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. You can also subscribe to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. With that, you get a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And we'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out by hitting that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know we post to the community tab. Also, remember, if you hit the join button, you become a channel member. As a channel member, you get some cool perks like emotes you can use in the live chat and the comments, and other cool things as well, plus some new content we will be doing at the start of the new year. Even if you subscribe at just the $1 tier, we greatly appreciate it. Also, remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. So if you have a question for us, donate a super chat, and we'll make sure to get to it. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're hooked on Fortnite right now because they got so much new stuff. They've got Chapter 6 Season 1. They've got OG. They've got Brick Life. They've got Ballistic Mode. And they've got a number of different battle passes and new skins to get as well. So when you're getting any of those, use this code PWUNLIMITED in the shop when you're buying V-Bucks or any of the new skins, wraps, or shoes in Fortnite. We actually did a cool team-up stream today with Kinda Funny, where we hosted some community games with the stream. I did it over on my Twitch, twitch.tv /TimmyBuddy, where basically we hosted community games with the Kinda Funny audience, the Kinda Funny, what do they call them, best friends. And so we did a few just regular matches, and then we actually did a hide and seek game as well. We just took one solos match and turned it into hide and seek, which is a lot of fun. Very, very fun. If you want to check that out, the video is up. The VOD is up on Twitch right now, twitch.tv /TimmyBuddy. And then I will be putting it up either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning on my excuse me, on my YouTube, youtube.com /TimmyBuddy as well. Also, if you keep looking this way, because I got the main event of Final Resolution on, and for some reason, I kind of have a feeling that there's a chance AJ Francis could win the TNA World title. So I'm very interested. Because for some reason, something tells me I could see them putting the title on AJ Francis and having him beat Nick Nemeth. I'm 60-40. No. Yeah. for Francis, actually. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, he's in control of Nick Nemeth. He just hit a Vader bomb. So we'll see. Oh, nope. Nick Nemeth with a foot on the ropes. Anyways, we got Smackdown to talk about. The go-home show for tomorrow, Saturday night's main event. Footage of Tiffany Stratton and Meechin entering the building was shown to open the show. We also got footage of Bayley signing something, and Chelsea Green was shown throwing her bags at someone. The Bloodline and LA Knight were also shown walking around backstage. Cody Rhodes exited his bus as well. And then Jimmy Uso's music hits. So Jimmy's music hits, and he comes down to the ring with a crutch. Because remember, he's got the broken toe. He basically said, War Games didn't hurt Big Jim, but maybe just the big toe. Also, he gets in the ring, and the crowd starts chanting, "Yeet, yeet, yeet, yeet." And he said, "Yeah, he got the wrong twin, by the way." I thought that was funny. I thought that was really funny. So Jimmy said the War Games meant everything because it was all about family. He noted how the OG Bloodline came out on top, and now War Games is behind them. Jimmy said for years, he's watched his family dominate the WWE Universe, and the fact that they got to do this, well, it was a dream. Jimmy said that he was proud to watch Roman Reigns be the most dominant champion ever. The crowd then started chanting for the OTC. Jimmy said that he watched his twin brother become the hottest WWE superstar, and he's very proud of him for that. Jimmy said that he was even proud of Solo Sikoa, his little brother. He added, "I might not like him right now, but I'm proud of him." Jimmy said he finds himself reading what everybody is saying when they wonder about what's next for Big Jim. He said 2025 will be a big year for Big Jim. He might win the Royal Rumble. He might go after the U.S. title. He might even go after the Universal title. I'm like, there is no more Universal title, bub. Jimmy then said, nothing will stop him from doing what he wants to do. And while none of his friends were there, he showed up with the bum toe. Jimmy said next year is going to be huge for him. Out of nowhere, as he was getting ready to leave the ring, he turns around and boom, takes the Claymore from Drew McIntyre. Drew tries to keep up the attack, but he is stopped by officials. Nick Aldis is then berating him as they walk to the back. Again, Drew ain't, I guess you could say, letting people go. He said he's going to take down everybody that teamed with Roman and CM Punk. And he's done it so far. Took out Jay. He took out Sammy. Now he's taking out Jimmy. Tiffany Stratton was shown warming up backstage when Nia Jax and Candice LeRae walked in. Jax said when Stratton wins the U.S. title, she won't need her Money in the Bank briefcase anymore. She followed that up by saying she and LeRae will be watching the match. And sorry if I sound weird. I've had a stuffed up nose for like 3 days now. So like from here up, it just feels all congested. So I can hear it myself. So if I sound weird, that's why. So as they move forward, all this was shown following McIntyre and chewing him out backstage. Bianca Belair and Naomi then walked into frame, and Aldis told Drew to go into his office. Drew obliged. Aldis told Belair and Naomi that the investigation into what happened to Jade Cargill is still ongoing. Still? 3 weeks later? Come on, guy. Naomi said to Belair has never relinquished the title and never relinquished anything in her life. And if Belair needs a partner to step in, she's more willing to do it. Belair asked Aldis if she can be an option. And Aldis was like, I'll run it up the flagpole and see what we can figure out. But if they really want to do it, they'd have to defend the titles next week just to prove themselves. Basically stating, hey, you guys want to be the tag champions now? Kind of got to earn it, so we'll put titles on the line next week. Is basically what Nick Aldis told him, which makes a lot of sense. You want her to be your next tag team partner? Prove to us that she deserves to be your next tag team partner. I like that. I like that a lot. So then we had Meechin versus Tiffany Stratton. Winner moves on to Saturday night's main event tomorrow to fight for the United States Championship. The two locked up to start things off. The Stratton backed Meechin into the corner. I like Stratton's gear tonight. The Christmas theme, I thought it looked really cool. I liked it. The colors, the stripes, the red, blue, and green, I liked it a lot. That's some loser on Twitter tried to refute what I was saying about liking the gear. Some of these people, man, they come after me on Twitter. They got to be just the lowest of lowlifes with no life of their own. So Michin landed a dropkick at one point and followed that up with some chops. Kind of landed the dropkick, but yeah. Michin hit a shoulder block and Stratton and Michin threw Stratton to the outside, where Michin hit a dropkick through the ropes. Michin went for a kick, but Stratton caught Michin and hit a double stomp on Michin on the apron as we went to a commercial break. When the show returned, oh, wait. Did the match end? What is, oh, that was weird. Sorry, we got the TNA thing. That was weird. Okay. So I didn't see exactly what happened, but there was these lights going off just now, and the referee had the TNA World title, but he was sitting in the corner like this, with his back to the ring. He's just sitting in the corner so he can't see anything. And then Casey Navarro ran out, grabbed the ref, took the title from him, and is telling AJ Francis to drop Nemeth on the belt. Oh, here comes the new number one contender, Joe Hendry. So Nemeth retained, I think. I missed like 2 seconds. But it looks to me like Nemeth retained. And then Casey Navarro came back out after being kicked out by the referee. So, I don't know. But Joe Hendry is also the new number one contender for the TNA World Championship. So he will be getting a title shot, presumably against Nick Nemeth at Genesis in January. Anyways, back to this match. Like I said, the show returned. Stratton went for a double stomp, but this time Michin moved and then followed it up with a kick to Stratton. Back in the ring, Michin landed a tornado DDT. Michin did it again and got a 2 count out of it. Michin went for a neat defeat, but that turned into an Alabama slam attempt from Stratton. That then kind of turned into a tarantula for Michin. Michin then tried a shotgun dropkick, but Stratton moved and hit the Alabama slam for a 2 as the crowd chants, "Let's go, Tiffy." Excuse me. Yeah. Nemeth retains. He will defend against Joe Hendry. And I'm pretty sure Joe Hendry wins because he lost the last title shot to Nemeth. So it's like they're going to have Joe Hendry lose 2 title matches in a row to Nick Nemeth. So I think in January, Joe Hendry's win this TNA World title. Michin at one point hits a sleeper hold, but Stratton broke it up, and the two battled on the second rope. Michin then went to the top, but Stratton cut her off and hit a rolling senton. Stratton went to the top and tried a prettiest moonsault ever. Michin moved, but Stratton still hit Michin. Even so, Michin didn't sell it, hit the feet, and pinned Stratton to pick up the victory. Very, very interesting. So yeah, I really thought Tiffany would win and then move on to face, excuse me, Chelsea tomorrow. But nope, they're going Michin. They're going Michin. I didn't expect that one. I will say, I was a little surprised by that one. Then we got a cool little video from DIY. Johnny reflected on how they were screwed out of the tag titles in his hometown of Cleveland earlier this year. Gargano said that he bottled all that up deep inside of him and soldiered on, but said that he will do whatever it takes to get them titles back. And he did. Ciampa weighed in and complained about Motor City Machine Guns getting a title shot right away when we never even got a rematch after losing the belts. Ciampa said that there are on to better days because they are now the WWE Tag Team Champions. Ciampa closed it out by telling everyone that they are DIY. Cool little video. Did a one in like similar style to the Machine Guns later in the show. So, moving forward, we got a very interesting Roman Reigns video. Paul Heyman was there with him. Roman began to say that it's been a rough year. And not that long ago, they ran everything. Until through the spring and summer, it all fell apart. He lost his title. He lost his wise man. He lost the bloodline, the entire bloodline. He said most importantly, he lost the Ulafala. Roman said 4 years ago, Solo Sikoa wasn't there. And he didn't take the Ulafala. He earned it. Roman said his uncles crowned him with the responsibility of being the tribal chief. Roman said on January 6th on Netflix, it will be tribal combat with he versus Solo. And he will take back his bloodline and his Ulafala along with his respect. Roman said once he has that respect, the whole world will have no choice but to acknowledge him. So there we go. And it is official. Triple H did officially announce it tonight. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, the first official match for the January 6th Raw on Netflix. Excuse me, I'm trying not to sneeze right now. I can feel, you ever had it where you can feel like a sneeze coming down your nose and it's tickling and tickling and tickling, but you don't know when it's going to come out? That's what I got right now. It's maybe like right here. It's like moving ever so slightly. It's annoying. So Legado del Fantasma was shown backstage with Nick Aldis. Santos Escobar asked Aldis what kind of show he's running. Escobar said maybe they'd be better off with Adam Pearce on Raw. Carmelo Hayes walked into frame and said that he'd make light work of his mystery opponent later on tonight. Well, actually, next. And I'm like, in hindsight, no, he made light work of you. 90 seconds worth of light work. So simply, this was a squash. Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Strowman. Melo made his entrance and stood in the ring until we hear Braun. Braun Strowman walks down to the ring. Corey Graves and Michael Cole let us know that Braun Strowman is now officially part of Smackdown. Apparently, he has moved over in the window transfer. Strowman walked out and looked bigger than he did when he left. This man has got, I don't know if he's just put on weight, packed more muscle on, but Strowman is bigger than when he left, than the last time we saw him on September 30th. I want to see something really fast. See if we can get a comparison really fast. Hold on. Has WWE put up photos from tonight yet? They have some. See if we can make this comparison. Let me see. Give me a photo of Strowman from tonight and then September 30th. I got, actually, here we go. There's this one, and then let me go September 30 Monday Night Raw photos. Gotta go to the main event of this show. We're gonna pull up this comparison here on the screen. Because, trust me, Strowman, as soon as he walked out, I go, oh man, he got bigger. That's scary. A bigger Strowman is very scary. Because you got the monster, and when he gets even more monster, whoo, boy. But as far as the match does go, Melo made his entrance only for Braun's music to hit. Strowman walked out, and eventually Melo jumped at Strowman and just kind of bounced off the big guy. Strowman then ran at Melo, but Melo moved, and Strowman ran into the ring post. Melo followed this up with a drop kick to Strowman's leg and a DDT for a 1. Melo then jumped off the top rope, and Strowman caught him, hit him with a big old power slam, and pinned him. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Okay, so, well, yeah, we can kind of compare. Okay, so we've got, let's go this image here to this image here. To this image here. You can kind of see it. Let's pull this up on the screen. As we see here, this is Strowman from September 30th here on the left. This is Strowman from tonight. I think it is more muscle The way he's standing in these two photos is not the best way to see it. Let's see if we can pull this photo here. Especially with most of these photos from this match, he's wearing the shirt. We also have this photo here of Strowman we can zoom in on. If you look, compared to that, yeah, Strowman's gotten bigger. You can see here, he's gotten bigger compared to here. But it also could be the way he's standing with his arms out, more like flexing. But he does look like he's gotten bigger. You can see it. Actually, no, it is more muscle. Because you can see up here, around this collarbone and shoulders, it seems more defined on Strowman. So yeah, a bigger Strowman is a scarier Strowman. I will say so myself. Woo, boy. Woo, boy. So as we move forward, maybe 1 second. There we go. Pull these notes back up on the screen. LA Knight was interviewed backstage by Byron Saxton. Oh, and that doesn't need to be on. There we go. He was interviewed backstage by Byron Saxton. Knight did all his catchphrases and whatnot and said one thing he's always done throughout his career is handle his own business. He referenced how he initially didn't want to be involved with the bloodline, but said he doesn't have love for anyone in that family, except he kind of likes Jey Uso. And then Knight then offered a yeet and said that Solo will in fact remember Knight when it's all said and done. So Skull then came down to the ring with the bloodline. The crowd chants OTC. Skull told the people in Hartford to acknowledge him, but they didn't. They booed him instead. Skull then said Roman Reigns, and then the music of LA Knight hit. LA Knight. LA Knight came out, cut off Solo Sikoa, and then technically beat him in an 11.5-minute match that ended in a DQ. But the match itself, for what it was entertaining. It wasn't like the best back and forth Solo versus LA Knight match. But for what it was, with the bloodline getting involved, and LA Knight fighting them off, throwing Jacob over the table, and then Jacob rising from the rope, it was good. It was good. The two jawed at each other as the bell rang, and they started to trade blows. Sikoa did end up getting the best of this little skirmish. And then LA Knight did fight back and clotheslined Sikoa to the outside. Sikoa pulled Knight outside and rammed Knight's back into the ring apron. Sikoa slammed Knight on the commentary table and posed. Sikoa then threw Knight into the crowd barrier. Knight then rolled back into the ring, but the action was right back to the outside. Knight threw Sikoa into the ring steps and slammed Sikoa on the commentary table. Knight then pounded on Sikoa and rolled Sikoa back into the ring. Before long, Sikoa hit a Samoan drop on Knight. Sikoa ran at Knight, but Knight got the boots up and hit a bulldog on Sikoa. For the third time, the action spills to the outside yet again. Knight then drop kicked Tama Tonga. From there, Sikoa landed a spinning solo on Knight on the commentary table. The show went to a break. When the show returned, Sikoa had the upper hand. Sikoa set up and tried a Superman punch, but then mock Roman Reigns, but Knight countered it into a back suplex. The two then got to their feet and exchanged punches, but Knight took Solo down with a flying clothesline. Knight stomped on Sikoa. Knight hit a running knee on Sikoa and set him up for the BFT, but Sikoa rolled to the outside. Knight then clotheslined both Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga on the outside, and even threw Jacob Fatu with the big, huge back body drop over the announce table. That spot was great, especially what it led to. So we're back in the ring. Sikoa hit a super kick and went for a Samoan spike, but Knight countered it with a side effect. Knight went to the second turnbuckle, jumped up the top, hit his elbow drop, and got a near fall off of it. Crowd's heated at this time, really wanting to see LA Knight get that win. Then LA Knight is sitting there, propped up against the ropes, and this is the best camera work. You see behind him something start to stir. You see Jacob Fatu start to rise from behind the commentary table, and the camera zooms in just ever so slightly and then pans up with Jacob getting up. Jacob then runs over to LA Knight, grabs him from behind, starts choking him, and the ref calls for the DQ. Fatu then hits a hip attack on Knight, who was against the crowd barrier, the barricade. Scoa then hits a Samoan spike on Knight, and the Bloodline beat him down until Andrade and Apollo Crews, who were both attacked last week by the Bloodline, came out to make the save. Yeah, it didn't quite work because the Bloodline quickly took them out too. Scoa, Fatu, and Tonga all stood tall at the end, and I go, no, not Andrade. Someone asked me the other day who I think is the most an underrated wrestler this year. And I said Andrade. Yes, he was the speed champion at one point, but I think he was underrated and underutilized. Granted, he had 7 great matches with Carmelo Hayes and won the speed title, but I still feel like he was very underutilized this year coming back to WWE. Andrade is so much better than what we've seen, at least from this year. We go backstage, and Braun Strowman's walking around until Pretty Deadly walk up. They offer him a spot in Pretty Deadly, the musical. Strowman shook his head and just walked over to Byron Saxton. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller then showed up and kicked Saxton to the curb. They said, hey, want to be a guest next week on the Grayson Waller effect? And Strowman's like, yeah, I guess I'll do it. So next week, we are getting the Grayson Waller effect with special guest Braun Strowman. And in case you didn't know, next week's show is being filmed as we speak. As we speak. So by the time we're done with this review, we might have the spoilers. Then we had the second semifinal match in the Women's United States Championship Tournament. It was Chelsea Green and Bayley. Match wasn't great. There was some clunkiness here and there, but it was good nonetheless. So Green ran right into a Bayley to belly early on. Bayley tried to get the win early, but didn't really work. She only got a 2 off of it. Crowd also was not for Bayley pinning Chelsea because they did not want Bayley winning. The two then traded pin attempts for about 30 to 60 seconds until Green slapped Bayley to slow things down. Green punched Bayley and threw Bayley into the corner, but Bayley moved and took back control with a running clothesline and got a 2 off of it. Bayley landed a pair of arm drags, or as Jericho would say, arm drag, and a clothesline. Green rolled to the outside, and Bayley chased Green. When they returned into the ring, Niven tripped up Bayley, and Green took advantage of it. Green had the upper hand as the show went to a commercial break. The show then returned, and Green still had the advantage. Green rolled Bayley up for a 2. The show then cut to, and this was dumb, picture-in-picture to show us a trailer for Mufasa the Lion King that comes out in like a week. Like, no, don't disrespect these 2 women. This is so dumb. Dumb. Finally, when we get back from that, Green was working over Bayley on the apron, and Bayley ran Green into the ring post. Bayley followed this up with a neck breaker and a sliding clothesline. Bayley then suplexed Green on the outside. Bayley rolled Green back into the ring and executed a back suplex for a 2. Bayley went to the top rope, but Green then cut her off and landed a running knee. Green went to the second rope, but did miss a Vader bomb. Bayley sunset flipped Green into the turnbuckle, but Green kicked out at 2. So Bayley went for another Bayley to belly. Green countered and got a roll up, but not much of it. Green then hit a Rough Rider and got a near fall off of it. Bayley then planted Green and went to the top, but Niven dragged Green to the outside. It was then outside where Bayley hit Niven with an elbow. Green then threw Bayley back over to the timekeeper's area. Green returned to the ring, and the referee started counting, but Bayley beat the count back into the ring. As Bayley slid into the ring, Green kicked her right in the head, grabbed her, hit the unpretty her, and pinned Bayley to win the match and move on to the women's U.S. title match tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event. So it is official. It will be Michin versus Chelsea Green to crown the inaugural Women's United States Champion. I'm for it. This match should be pretty dang good. Especially if they let Chelsea wrestle like we know Chelsea can wrestle and not just be WWE comedy Chelsea. If they let her go out there and be like Indy TNA Chelsea, oh, that match should be. We've seen it before. Mia Yim versus Chelsea Green in TNA. And those matches were all really, really good. Let me see. How many times have they fought before? I know I've seen one. Let's go. Yeah, Yim. So, 1, 2, twice. Twice in tag matches. Once where they teamed together. No. 3 times in tag matches. I read that wrong. 3 times in tag matches. And then once in singles action. That's the one that I saw, the singles match. Oh, and they were both in a Queen of the Mountain match together. I'm 99% sure that's the one that Chelsea did the ladder through the table spot to the outside. But we've seen 2 VXT, Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordan Grace and Mia Yim matches. And we've seen Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo versus Mia Yim and Mickie James. And then they had the singles match, and they were both in the Queen of the Mountain match. Plus, they've been in the ring together a couple of times in NXT, plus Royal Rumbles. Oh, they also worked a singles match. Let me see. 1, 2, twice at NXT live events as well back in 2019 and 2018. But I know their 2022 singles match in TNA, I saw that match, and that match was really good. With, what's it, Green picked up the win in that one. Ismail, the TNA show actually just ended about 20 minutes ago. The show is tonight. Shitty Machine Guns kind of have a rebuttal for DIY. Alex Shelley basically said that Johnny Gargano threw away their friendship, and he'll teach Johnny a lesson and teach him why the teacher is better than the student next week. We got a Nakamura video. It had subtitles. And he said, one by one, everyone will fall to him. He said, LA Knight was just the beginning, and Knight is pining for something that he no longer has. Nakamura closed this out by saying he is inevitable. WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix Wednesday. I think you're misunderstanding that, James. So next Wednesday on the WWE YouTube channel, they'll be doing a live event from the Netflix HQ with WWE personalities. And honestly, I think that's the event they did last week. They're just airing it next week, I think. Because all the names, if we look at this image, hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, tomorrow is a taping, not a live show that we can watch. Tomorrow they're taping next Thursday and the following Thursday's Impact shows. Not a show we can watch live tomorrow. It's the last 2 weeks of the year. They're taping it tomorrow. Let's pull up this image really fast of the TNA event, or the Netflix event that they're talking about. We have this here. Well, okay, so let's pull this image up on the screen and talk about this for a second. This is actually very interesting. So we have this image shown off tonight, and it says Raw Netflix kickoff. Well, never mind. I'm wrong. I thought it said Netflix HQ. It's at the WWE headquarters. Okay, not what I was saying. I was wrong, and I take that. I take being wrong. I misunderstood. So this is not the event they did last week. This is a new event. And also, look who's on there. Logan Paul said he was retired. But next Wednesday, they will be airing an event from the WWE headquarters as the kickoff to Raw on Netflix. This would end up being, let's pull up a calendar here really fast. So if it's next Wednesday, that is 2.5 weeks before the Raw debut. 2.5 weeks. So we'll see What this leads to, as we pull this back up on the screen, we do know that names like Seth Rollins, Rhea Ripley, Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Liv Morgan, CM Punk, and Solo Sikoa are all slated to be at this event. We don't know exactly what it is. They didn't give really any context other than it is a Netflix kickoff event from the WWE HQ. So if it's like the other kickoff events, it's just they're going to come out. Excuse me. They're going to come out, they're going to talk, and they're going to go away. It might be all it is. So as we move forward here, Tiffany Stratton was backstage when she ran into Nia Jax, and Nia was like, hey, tough night. It happens. Maybe you're just not meant to be a singles champion. Candice LeRae then walks up, and then things kind of got a little awkward here. LeRae said, Jax, we're going to team up. She told Nia, we're going to team up next week for the women's tag team titles that we take on. And she couldn't get Naomi's name right. She's like, Naomi and Bianca Belair for the tag titles. And Jax was like kind of excited, but not really excited. And she's like, oh, okay. And she like looks at Tiffany and like rubs Tiffany's back like, it's okay. It's okay. I guess, well, we're going to have to go strategize and brainstorm how we're going to win these titles then. And so Nia goes to walk off. Tiffany then, LeRae then tells Tiffany, maybe you're just not cut out for the singles wrestling stuff. And then goes off with Nia. This is going to lead to a big Tiffany babyface turn when she cashes in on Nia. I think she disposes of Candice and then cashes in on Nia. Something along those lines. Because Candice is trying to take Tiffany's spot. Plain and simple. That's what this is. Give me 1 second, guys. So, Candice is trying to swoop in and take Tiffany's spot. But we'll see. We're doing the long game here. Michael Cole and Corey Graves then run down the card for Saturday night's main event before we get into our main event segment, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Michael Cole was the mediator for this match. He stood in the ring and introduced Cody Rhodes. Cody walked out in a suit. No tie, though. Cody then said, well, if we're going to get this going, let's bring out Kevin Owens. Nothing. Said again, let's bring out Kevin Owens. Again, nothing. He goes, yeah, not as much. Kevin wouldn't be here. So, how about it's just me and you talk, Michael? Cole referenced the video from this week with Paul Levesque and Cody Rhodes and said, hey, so you were given a gift for Saturday night's main event. Want to tell us what it is? And immediately, boom, Kevin Owens appears on the screen from the car. Owens said that Cody used all of his friends to help finish his stupid little story. And then Owens asked Cole to ask Cody about that. Owens said that Cody is as bad as a friend as he is a son and a brother. Owens said that there was something he meant to tell Cody. Didn't matter how long Cody is champion. The truth will always be that Cody was way more interesting than Stardust. Cody was made more interesting as Stardust. I wrote that wrong. As Stardust. Where we learn KO's wearing a Stardust shirt. Oh my God, this guy's shirt game. Like, holy shit. This guy always knows what shirt to wear for the occasion. He's fighting Randy Orton, he's wearing a Bob Orton shirt. He's fighting Cody, he's wearing a Dusty Rhodes shirt. He's shitting on Cody's old gimmick. And Cody's current gimmick, he's wearing a Stardust shirt. Like, this man, I don't know where he's getting all these shirts from, but it's perfect. Kevin Owens' shirt game is the best in all of professional wrestling because he knows how to pair a shirt with a storyline in a segment. Perfect. Perfect. Cody said that he was sure Owens has a lot more zingers up his sleeve. Cody threw his belt to the canvas and said, you know what? I'm going to go find Kevin Owens. Camera followed Cody through Gorilla as Cody was shouting, Kevin, looking for him when Cody is attacked from behind by Kevin Owens. The two then brawl through Gorilla and back into the arena. Owens was getting the best of Cody while wearing a Stardust shirt, as previously mentioned. Officials then came out to try and break everything up, but Owens fought them off. Cody then got the upper hand, and he started beating the hell out of officials to get back to Owens. Wrestlers then got into the ring to hold everybody back. More security came out and officials and whatnot, but Cody broke free and hit a splash onto Owens. Cody kicked Owens, and Owens went down. While officials held Cody back, Owens hit Cody in the head with the belt. Owens then threw the title on top of Cody, and the crowd booed. Owens left the ring, and the show ended with the visual of Cody being laid out down on the mat. Whoop, boy. I thought that was a really good finish. That was a really good way to be like, hey, Kevin will do anything to win tomorrow. He sure will. Well, let's get this poll going here on Twitch. What did you think of Smackdown? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. So if you're watching on Twitch, the poll is now live. And before we go to any other polls, let's see if we've got Smackdown spoilers yet. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything yet. Let's go look here. Yeah, I don't. Oh, we might have some spoilers. Let me just double check this. Because we have some spoilers, but not full spoilers. So we won't be just reading partial spoilers. Yeah, we've got up to maybe half of the show. So follow us, PW Unlimited, on YouTube, and we will be posting, or our website, pwunlimited.co, and we will post the full spoilers there later on tonight or first thing in the morning. As far as these polls do go, let's go refresh all of these. As far as the Facebook broadcast poll does go, I liked it as winning, and it was all right as in second, with nobody disliking the show. As far as the threads poll does go, 83% liked the show, 17% thought it was just all right. Looking over on Twitter, X, 45% liked the show, 37% thought it was just all right, and 16% didn't like it. As far as the YouTube community poll does go, 82% liked the show, 12% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 84% liked the show, 8% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. So with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, guys, we will be back live tomorrow night for WWE Saturday night's main event, live on NBC and Peacock. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch,